Hello everybody and welcome to Besiege. Today we're going to be going over a few of my favorite creations, and then at the end of the video I have a special challenge I'm going to take on. This thing you can see right now is the only non-differential related build I've built today, so enjoy it while it lasts. This is a little walker I made. I just sort of made the basics of a leg and then copied and pasted it all over to make a pretty effective siege engine. And here we have the first differential I ever made. It's just on this little car. It steers, but that's about all it does. It'd be kind of pointless if it didn't steer. But yeah, I just thought it was neat. I got the idea from another YouTube video and decided to give my hand at it. Overall, I think it turned out pretty well. It's simple but effective, and that's really what you want from a mechanical creation like this. On to this next one. This is a little four-wheel drive one I made. We'll come back to this four-wheel drive concept, but yeah, I screwed it up there. I turned too much. The steering mechanism is actually probably the most volatile part of this whole build, because it doesn't actually lock at any point. It just can keep steering, and that's really not what you want when, well, you want to steer something. Overall, I'm happy with the design, but there are definitely improvements that could be made. Now, this next design is pretty much the first differential I showed you guys, except for this one has suspension. Now, suspending the front wheels was obviously pretty trivial, but suspending the back wheels was a problem because I still had to drive them. So to do this, I created a little swivel around the drive gear so that the gear that's attached to the wheel could still be driven. Now, on to the fun part of the video, that challenge I was talking about in the beginning. So all these differentials I've showed you have been two-wheel. So if you freeze one of the wheels, the other one can be moving freely, but they can only drive two wheels at a time. But I wanted to create one that could drive four wheels, so all four wheels of a car. So you could basically have that four-wheel drive car I showed you earlier, but only one of those spinning differential things. Now, I didn't know how to make this. I didn't even know if it was possible, but I decided it would be a pretty fun challenge. So I set to work. Right here you are seeing almost 11 minutes of footage of me fruitlessly trying a pretty stupid design if you actually think about it. I didn't know how I was going to do this, so right here I was just sort of connecting two of them together, but I wasn't giving any room to rotate between them, so it would never have worked. I mean, if you just think about it, the cogs would have, if the two cogs on the right were to stop, which I did try and I learned very quickly, the cog in between them would not be able to rotate through. So this design and the subsequent design were pretty much useless, basically only because of that. I did eventually get to a design that worked, however. At last I settled on this design. I'm not proud of it because, or I should say I'm not as proud of it because it's not really an original design. It's more just three differentials sort of slapped together. I'm certainly proud of it. I shouldn't have said that, but I wish it was more original. I just couldn't make it work any other way. And now came the tricky part of making it drive. Getting the actual gears to the road wasn't so much a problem. However, getting them to the road in a way that made them both turn in the same direction, or I should say all four turn in the same direction, was a bit more tricky. And then making the front wheels actually be able to steer, because that is kind of the whole point of this, was a lot more tricky. This is a fully functioning diff for all four wheels. to prove it, I locked 3 of the 4 wheels, and well, it's not exactly sturdy. It does work, and that is really all I could ask for with this many weak connections. Anyway, that's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed. Please comment any other ideas you have that I could build, or just what you thought of the video. Thank you, and goodbye.